Chair, in accordance with the requirement of Article 204 of the Constitution, the Commission on Revenue Allocation has considered the provisions of the Senate Bill number 3 of 2023. This memorandum is premised on Article 204, Section 4, which states as follows: the Commission on Revenue Allocation shall be consulted and its recommendations considered before Parliament passes any bill appropriating money out of the Equalisation Fund. And Article 205(2), which states that these recommendations shall be tabled in Parliament, and each House shall consider the recommendations before voting on the bill. So we looked at that. So there was recommendation 1. The Commission recommends amendments to Clause 1 that the bill shall apply for financial year 2021, 2022, 2023 by deleting 1 shall be deemed to have come into force on 1st July 2022.
Madam Chair, I think that these recommendations are pretty good, in my view. They are very direct, self-explanatory. The definitions are clear.
On regards to the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill 2023, it is important to note the following, Chair. The Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill 2023 is the first attempt to fully appropriate and utilize the Equalization Fund following the High Court ruling made on petition number 272 of 2016, which declared the Equalization Fund guidelines as unconstitutional, null and void, and directed National Treasury to develop a statutory instrument for the administration of the fund, Equalization Fund. Hence, this bill is one of the acts that will give a full life for the full operationalization of the regulation, Equalization Fund Regulation 2021.
There is also a very big concern on what has not been remitted and why is Treasury holding these funds. We just had a morning session with the governor representing the finance from COG, and it's quite saddening that what had been remitted earlier and projects had been executed. There are two issues whereby some of the projects executed, the contractors were not paid, and hence the projects are actually still owned by the contractor, never submitted to the community or to the county government. And case example, the hospitals, whereby this is a devolved function, the health, and the county is not able to utilize simply because in your indication you indicate you've remitted funds, and yet we have suppliers who've not been paid. Why are you holding these funds up to this particular moment? What are you actually waiting for? And on the same, there was the concern from CRA in the account that's supposed to receive these funds. Would you actually, as you respond to why you're still holding funds, is to the issue of the account?
We have given the fund requested by all the MDS, they're holding funds, the IFMIs are open. We'll get responses how much have been paid, how much have not been paid, but we have released the fund and opened the IFMI system for the payment of the pending bill, and I said as such in the submissions. The breakdown, like health, they have all the funds they require to complete the payment of the pending bills, and the IFMI system is open. It's all the internal issue now. The ministers will get response on how far they are on the payment and handover of those projects.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to add something. And the reason why I think we are all here is to ensure that these projects are implemented. In fact, earlier, I think yesterday or earlier, I was asking about the completion of these 352 project, because when I was reading the last report from Parliament, I saw there was a pending bill of 3.1 billion, and yet this 12.4 billion had been appropriated. So I think if we are able to complete that, because as a CRA we have done the second marginalization policy, we are actually undertaking the third marginalization policy, yet it will not make sense for us just to have it ready, yet it's not being implemented. So, and if you notice what has been happening is that even as the CEO has mentioned about the 13.8, he's now talking about 10.9 billion, and you see Parliament has also cut it down. If you look at also the BPS, the BPS that was presented, what was allocated to the Equalization Fund was 7.8 billion, yet if you look at what they should have allocated based on the latest audited revenues would have been 8.7 billion. And maybe when they look at it, they probably wonder, we are allocating then, yet there is no implementation of the project that have been done. So I think as we are here, the most important thing for us to look at is to ask ourselves, how then do we ensure, now that we have the board in place, we have the regulations in place and everything in place, how then do we ensure that all what has been in the backlog has been implemented, so that even as the Honorable Senator is talking about the balance of the 28 billion, even as we push for it, then we are sure we have finalized with what had been done before and there are no pending bills.
As a commission, we have been to the ground. We've been visiting various points where these projects are. Of course, you know, it has taken a bit of time since they were actually being implemented, and therefore the level of completion you can see here on this document. Some of the places where we went, we were concerned about the actual existence of the project. You would go in to a place and find that the project does not exist at all. Two, you would find some cases where the ownership of the project is in dispute. Somebody else is claiming it other than the project. You find that either it is the CDF fund or even the national government that is claiming that project. So it would be nice to just revisit the issue of these projects as per this table and reaffirm that they are actually in the state that we are talking about and they are owned by the Equalization Fund.
Thank you, Senate. My input is, first of all, I just want to make a comment on the CEO's Equalization Fund presentation on page 534, number 16, about the structure, establishment of sub-county technical committee. I think this looks so much like national government structure. I'm not really seeing anything to do with the county government structures. Remember, this fund or these projects we are going to implement in the counties, and it's very critical to have the county structures included.
Let me appreciate the CRA team very much. What actually makes me happy is really how you move all together as a team. Something to me that indicates very good leadership, very good teamwork. But I know your joy is more when you see that all that you actually try and work on, you see it coming to light. We promise, as we say through our absent chair today, Senator Ali Roba, that we'll work together. Feel free to always communicate to this committee. We are soon going on recess for about 2 weeks, but our key goal as the Finance and Budget Committee is to work on all of both houses coming together with a common goal of ensuring that all this that we put in place will actually come to light. So God bless you so much.